You are live, it said. Okay. At least it told me I was. I'm doing a random thing here. Once again. Ta da! Hmm. Just wait and see if anybody comes in. Man. It's 9:30. Or 9:26. Just sitting here. Rose Family Farm. Hello, how are you? I'm just doing random things, popping in. And there's Peggy. Hey, Peggy. So, what are y'all up to? I'm up to nothing. Spent my afternoon at the fruit stand. Well, my legs ain't doing too well. I'll tell you right now. Down just above my ankles, the back of my legs, where them things about chewing me up. Everything else, my arms are okay, but I'm having to doctor my legs. Are okay. But I'm having to doctor. And they didn't show me no mercy walking around in there. Every time I walked by one, it jumped out there and grabbed me. But I've been keeping them clean and putting an antibiotic cream on it. And there's Melinda. Oh, you're first with a thumbs up. Ain't you special tonight? Yeah. Groves Family Farm. Uh, just getting in. Just getting in. Me too. I hadn't been in very long. Uh, I've got a court case I've been keeping up with online, and there was an update on it. And I sat here and watched that for a minute or two, and decided to. Oh well, I wasn't hearing nothing I was happy about. Let's put it that way. And it just jumped to three. That means we got a full house. Excuse me, full house then. I don't know, four. Oh, got four people in there. Who's number four? Oh, but I made it to the fruit stand today, and Scott went to Alabama to bring some plants and stuff home. And so I watched the fruit stand. He got back. Well, it was about six. It was after closing time. We got the trailer, got the stuff unloaded. Uh, then I treated him to the Mexican restaurant. I told him, "Come on, now let's go." Well, I need to eat. You do too. But yeah, I started my day with my. Uh, I asked Christina. Uh, I started my day with the Lipton Georgia peach tea, and I'm ending the night the same way. Lipton Oh. Well, we managed to get everything unloaded, something to eat, and pretty much was the day. That was about it. Yeah, it is, Peggy. Oh. Christina, are you running the streets tonight? Oh, well, I am tired again tonight. Scott was so tired. He pulled the little box trailer to haul plants in, and he left. We left the same time up around. He left, pulled out just before I did. And the time I got to the driveway, he was already parked. He didn't unhook the trailer or nothing. He just went in the house. uh, it was mostly vegetable plants, just barely starting ones. And but he did bring a few flowers, huh? Uh, just that it has to be greenhouse too. Yeah, I didn't eat. I tell you what, this place over across there has Scott orders the same thing all the time. He orders the fajita, and you have to tell him every time it's not burrito, it's the fajita. The guy has to tell he wants the fajita, and but I'm kind of hung up on. They've got some pork chops over there. You get the beans, refried beans, and other stuff with it, but they got some pork chops and that you can get the red sauce or the green sauce on it, and I like them all. I like the red sauce a little better. Uh, yeah, I ate enough of that too. We saw one of our Eagle Scouts over there who's become an Eagle Scout years ago, who's old enough to have kids in Scouts now. I told Scott, boy, that makes you feel over the hump, over the hill. When you let's see, when you have a young man at 10 years old joins the Scouts, stays in and earns his Eagle, then grows up and gets married, has a son that's now not old enough to be in Boy Scouts. I'm not talking about the younger Scouts. I'm talking about actual Boy Scouts. It makes you feel your age. I couldn't eat no more just thinking about it. I finally finished mine, but Scott never finishes his. He can't. He was stuffed. He puts it, get it in the go box. I told him, I said, "How you'll lay down, take a nap, wake up, eat some, eat some more." He'll finish it off. He make 2 meals out of it anyway. When I told him to pork chop dinner that they have. And it's just one meal. It's not something that you'll have any leftovers. It's not that much to it. No, I'll stick with my fajita or his burrito. He says, but yeah, he likes that fajita. Oh, is Christina? Didn't ever answer? Did she? Oh, you taught him in the second grade. Yeah. It, it, it it's kind of shocking. With our tacos. Guacamole. Look, I'm that guy at the Mexican restaurant. One of the waiters over there. He I went in there one day by myself, and I took my invisible friend with me, and introduced him to the guy. I had the poor Mexican boy. He didn't know what to do. I told him, I said, "Yeah, I'm videoing him, doing a video interview to the," and I act like he was sitting across the table from me. He got to talking to him, and this has been months ago. And when he brought my drink and stuff, I said, "Oh, you'll have to wait on yours. He apparently ain't got yours fixed yet." And he's like, "I'm working on it. I'm working on it." So he brought my invisible friend a glass of water. But he had so much fun with it, and we had everything. When I went in there today, and we're sitting there, and he come in and he's taking our order, and he goes, "Ah," and he remembered who I was. He knows who I am, and he looks over in his empty seat beside me. He's like, "Oh, he paying?" Uh, yeah, the water was from my invisible friend. But and, he come back that night I was by myself. He come back with the bill, and I said, "Oh, no, no." He started laying on. I said, "No, no, he's paying. You know, I'm just gonna leave him here to pay the bill." He took and put it over there. He's a good. Oh, he was having as much fun with it as I was. But everybody was laughing and everybody was smiling. Yeah, he was. Uh, I told Scott knew about it, so when he started, Scott knew what was going on, and just to make sure, I said, "He's the one that," he goes, "Yeah, that's the one that waited on you with your invisible friend." Yeah, I know, I remember, I know. So. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they come up to wait at your table, and you're sitting there, and chair across from you. Excuse me. and you're sitting there and you go, well, will you just hold on a minute? Just hold on. The guys are here to take my order. At least, what do you want to drink, by the way? Oh, water, okay? Okay. He wants water, and I'll have some sweet tea, please. But you can't crack a smile. You got to be serious about it. And you will have some people standing there looking at you like, looking over at over the other side of the table like, okay. Yeah. And bring one menu to the table when they see you sitting there. You go, oh, thank you. I get to look at the menu first. You only brought one. I'll let you see it in a minute. You say it right in front of him, He comes back with a second menu. He came back with a second menu and laid it on the other side and opened it up. Like I said, he was having just as much fun with it as I was. we But yeah, he remembered the ordeal, and he jumped right on it when I come in. He goes, and he's telling me, he said, and you brought one that you can see with you too. I said, yeah, I brought both of them. Both of them come tonight. Just from going in there and eating, and I don't eat in there every day, once a week or twice a week. Maybe every 2 or 3 months, I'll go over there and sit down and eat. But it was going on 7:00. I lost time we got the trailer empty, and I knew I had to take my medicine, and I was taking it late, and I knew I was going to have something to eat with it. And I told Scott, I said, lock your truck up, leave it sitting right there. Let's walk over and get us something to eat. I'm buying. Scott like, oh yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, he really just knows me from the last time I did it. From the last, and I draw attention to myself with my invisible friend. So therefore, he remembered me. They have their, they don't really communicate with a lot of people. Yeah, probably so. He probably thinks I'm a nut. Even when I told him, he brought the bill to the table tonight, and I looked over to the empty chair beside me, and I said, "You're paying, right?" And he was standing there. He goes, make him come up. He's yeah. They got their accent. And he goes, make him come up and pay. I said, yeah, I will. Yeah, we're gonna go out and wait on him outside. That's well, he knows. He knew when I had the cam that day I did that. I had the camera. On the tripod sitting on the table, so he could see himself. He knew I was videoing him too. I never published that because I didn't want nobody to think I was crazy. Because if you really, if you'd watched it, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell that it wasn't serious. Yeah. Well, you see, you're exactly right, Melinda, and I know it did because he remembered it, and he started this as soon as he walked up to the table tonight. He started, uh, you know, he gonna mention it first, and I just went on. Oh yeah. He said, you brought Visible Friend too. I said, oh yeah, I brought them both tonight. He was like, and then he come up to take your order, and you look at him and go, oh, let him order first. Oh man, but it's been a day. I didn't video none tonight. Uh, I will put it together and put it out. It's going to be probably all of 10 or 15 minutes that I've actually recorded. Maybe more than that. I think I sat there in the fruit stand. I might have talked longer sitting there in the fruit stand. I don't know. And, yeah. Well, I didn't order for him neither. He might have took me serious. I might have said he'll have the same thing I'm having. He might have brought 2 plates of food. I thought we better quit with the water. I brought him some water. I don't know if it's y'all I was talking to or somebody else here a while back. Uh, where the guy came into the Waffle House and pigged out. I mean, he ate all he could eat, and then he couldn't pay for it. He knew he didn't have no money. He said, "Just call the law." And somebody tried to pay for it, and he wouldn't let them. He wanted to go to jail. He wanted a place to sleep that night. Well, I saw that uh, last video. Uh, was it Thumbs Up was sitting that little puppy jumping all over? I think it was. Oh, what did I miss? What was said? Yeah, we got a. Hmm, I'm mashing buttons here. I'll try not to knock y'all off. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But uh, I was sitting there when I didn't know what was going on at first. It's been what it's been back. I think I was in Louisiana, and uh, by the time I realized what was going on, there was this guy saying, "It's okay. I'll pay for his meal, and I'll pay for what he eat because the girl said I'll call the law if you ain't gonna pay for your food." And he ate a lot. He ate a lot. He kept ordering food and eating and eating and eating. I mean, he went to jail with his belly full. And well, the the guy tried to pay for his food for him. He told him he mind his own business. He didn't want him to pay for his food. He says, they carried me to jail. He wanted to go to jail. He didn't have no place to sleep. He was homeless, and they, they were going they were going to take him away. Hello, Tina. What in the world has she done with that? I'm trying to see. I was trying to see her little picture there. Looks like she's got rabbit ears or something. I can't tell. Hearts or I can't tell what it is. I don't remember that. Oh, okay. Wasn't there the last time you were in there, was it? Did you have the same look? Did you change it? That's okay. I just maybe I didn't notice it that way. Or I could have been just on YouTube. And there is Mr. Neal. Hello there, young man. No one's giving in telling you, huh? Maybe it's an ostrich. Yeah, it might be the dog. Well, see, was it yesterday? Brandon's video where he got to praying. He thought he was burning the place down. Neal, you missed my advertisement when I started. Yeah, I told everybody. Well, now there's more in here. I mean, we paused this for an intermission. I started my day off, and now I'm ending my day with my Lipton Georgia peach tea. For real. Uh, and that's pretty much it. The guy, you know, his invisible friend wouldn't pay the bill. He didn't have an invisible friend pay his bill like I would. Uh, yeah. Yeah, the police came in. There was no problem. The police came in there and talked to the lady. She pointed him, and he goes, he said, yeah, it's me, and got up and walked out with him. Uh, no, he was burning that field, and it was about to get away from him, and he got a little nervous for a minute there. Yep, he lived happily ever after in jail. At least he got up and had breakfast, probably again. Yeah, but yeah, he got up on that back side up there and got real nervous. Yeah, come down and start to melt. Huh. Yeah. Well, I think he got so nervous he wouldn't have had time to fly to control that drone. Because he listened, he got to praying a little bit. Yeah. I mean, there was a guy yesterday. I don't know if I kept the picture or not, and it turned out because it wasn't a good picture. Uh, some people brought him some food out there, and I had pulled up in the truck and I saw him bring him some food and stuff. And it was that day. It was kind of cold out that night, and go back and see if I got that picture. Like I said, it wasn't that clear anyway, so I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. Uh, let's see. But there's a guy in Dalton, Georgia, who goes around. He's people donate stuff, send him stuff. He's got toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, deodorant, different products, for women and men, socks, and he makes bag lunches and carries them out and finds. He spends a lot of time on the main throughway of Dalton there near the Walmart and up in that area. Uh, but I was watching one of his videos and had been talking to him, and there was a guy that was on his video. And the other night when I went up to the gas station, I'm forgetting what I'm doing here. Oh, let me go here. And I can't find what I'm looking for. There it is. I might have already deleted it completely because the picture just wasn't clear. And I was going to send it to him, but then I saw it wasn't clear enough to tell who it was. But it was one of the guys that was in his video uh, down in Dalton. He was up here. He was up here in Walker County, and yeah, I've done got rid of it. But it wasn't clear enough for you to make out who he was. But I recognized him plain as day, and I was like, I just saw him on video day before yesterday, uh, down in Dalton. So I knew for a fact they had a toothbrush, toothpaste, some deodorant, and two pairs of socks, a toboggan, some gloves, and then, like I said, I saw somebody give him some food up there at the gas station. So, yeah, he was getting a little nervous. Thought the fire was doing fine without it. I hear you, Neil. Yeah, they at least know what a man is. Yeah, I don't know. It. I don't know what goes through people's mind. Uh, but they go for these relationships with these men in prison for triple murders and stuff like that. They want to marry them and all this kind of stuff. And I'm, what? Can't wait till he gets out to see if he'll keep you or not, or if he'll do away with you. Uh, I mean, some of them even have kids with these men that's in prison for serial killers and everything else. And I don't know how I'd explain that to the kid. You know, yeah, your mama or your daddy. Yeah, yeah. The reason you never knew them is because they were in prison. Well, you running off and leaving us. I want to tell you good night and God bless. Keep on smiling. It's a new day coming up. Well, I don't know if they don't think things through or if they just don't feel like that's all they deserve. I don't know. Good to see you, Melinda. You get you some rest. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hang around a long time tonight now. I'm gonna tell you. I gotta I don't know what I don't know what the next day is gonna bring or what I might have to do, so yeah. She put she bent her wrench. Did you hear about that, Neil? She had it bent in a boomerang style, and she throws it out there and just leaves it, and it just keeps going around and around and around. Well, good night, Tina. Come back and see us. I see some people just ain't ready to go to bed yet. We'll have to Neil. We won't even count in it. We know he don't go to bed. Oh me. Neil, you must have been wearing shorts or something. Oh, she's back. Tina ain't left us yet. Well, oh, have you seen that weather across the north there? Uh, Meg's little Meg's little house in the country. Did you see her video? They get. I mean, further out west was even worse. Uh, Towards California and out through there, man. There's some major snowstorm going on. Yeah, I can't remember where Meg's from. Uh, it's not Utah, I don't think. Uh, it don't pay me to try to remember anything anymore. But she's got she got plenty of snow. I like to go up there and look at her videos, see the snow. She showed that one a few days ago. There's Brian. Brian, I'm sitting here trying to stay awake. Uh, she's she's I, she's up in that area anyway, or north of there. y'all, y'all got him so bad. Y'all got him so bad that one night where putting time out. Uh, he comes in. He don't even call me an old dude no more. He calls us all young people. I don't want. Kevin will be after him in a minute. I think Kevin fell asleep. If he just got in and sat down in his chair, he might have just said, "Oh, the day's over with." It was out like a light. I ended up having to stay at the fruit stand all afternoon. I don't know. He didn't say goodbye or nothing. Poor Brian got caught right up in the middle of a bunch of trolls, and y'all were knocking them out left and right. And Kevin goes, "That looks like one too." uh, I went out the driveway today, and nobody still hadn't cleaned those bushes up and stuff cut down the driveway. I come home tonight, headlights hit them. I thought, still ain't nobody cleaned them up. I wonder how much longer I'll have to wait before somebody cleans them up. Yeah, he could be. Thank you, Peggy. I didn't even think about him. Shoot, I give him an invisible dinner, and he'll maybe he'll do the whole thing. Yep, they're gonna be on Friday. When they switch from the first of the week to the end of the week, and you don't come back to the end of the week of the next week, it seems like a long time, don't it, Neil? I actually said that right, didn't I? Yeah, I sure did. Yeah. Did you see her? Did you see her sitting on the ground? That little puppy dog come jump all over. I mean, she just oh yeah. Mm. Meg's Meg's little house. Meg's little house in the country just gave me a heart from a comment I made on something. Yes, last night or earlier today or whenever it was I did it. Withdrawals. Oh, mercy. Mm. Hang on, Mia. You're going to have to. I don't know. Let's see. What are they, when you have withdrawals and they give you something, supplement, something to help you with them withdrawals? Maybe tomorrow you can look out and find somebody with just a little bit of a smile, no teeth or something like that, and then kind of maybe tie you over just enough until you get the pretty smiles back next Friday. Uh, Did you see that cake they were making? That birthday cake? I was getting ready to get in the camper and head that way. I wanted a slice of that cake. See all that good old icing? Yeah, yeah. That was I was ready. I even told him I said I'll take a slice. I was ready to head that way. Well, Meg just replied to something laughing out loud. I don't know what I said. I can't remember what I said. She might realize I'm live and come in here in a minute. It's bad when you make comments. You watch something, you know what's going on. You make a comment, and then when somebody gives you a thumbs up for what you said, or a, a, it makes little house. And, see, I just drawed her right on in. See? Yeah. Oh, is she still snowed in? She went over and shoveled her mama's driveway out. I remember that now. Uh, uh, but when I was going to say, when you make comments on watching videos, but you don't you don't retain what you said, and when they, 15 minutes later, or the next day, or whenever they they give you a heart or a thumbs up for what you said, and then you have to go back and not just read what you said, but you have to read what you said or what they replied to. Yeah, because you don't remember what you said. That's bad. I'm gonna tell you. Or you watch a couple of different videos. Oh boy, I want to be seeing some pretty pictures. Probably she'll be making. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Peggy. Cause yeah, that was it. That's it. I couldn't remember where you're from. I believe you were north of Utah somewhere. And you just said it. I mean, you just said it. I just heard it the other day. Or you just sent me a message the other day and told me something about it. Well, I think, no, they're not watching. Oh boy, that's just what you need. Rain. I knew that the whole time. Daggone it. I like to look at her sunrises, her sunsets, and you know, I've said it before. The sky is totally different in the northwest than it is here. It just don't look the same. The highest point, the highest point on the eastern part of the map uh, is Snowshoe in Pennsylvania, and it don't even touch some of the views. Yeah, it's like a whole different vision. I was on some back road. I'll never forget that breakfast. I was on some back road south of Salt Lake City, Utah. I was south of Salt Lake, and I stopped this little place had enough room to park trucks. I thought, uh, I think they want to do their own hatching now. He's talking about getting some ordering a different one, but he'll definitely have. I don't know if he'd be successful at hatching them at home unless they lock the door, keep him out of there from looking at them all the time. Uh, but yeah, I stopped at this little restaurant and I ordered a ham steak breakfast. And the only other place I found that much food on a plate, and that was in Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas. There's a place down there off of 35. And boy, you can't eat it all. Chicken logo with the word. Yeah, Well, he could also, if he sells, they sell eggs at the auction too, and he could stamp his eggs and take a dozen or two with him and auction them off, let them auction them off and sell. That'd be cool. But yeah, you're really for your best results on putting eggs in the incubator is not to hold them. It's 7 or 10 day range. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Somewhere in there. The longer you wait, the less chances of you having success of having a good hatch of all your eggs. So I hope they're eating. They're at least keeping them in a category, and after they get 10, at least 10 days old, uh, go ahead and just eat them. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I believe he would if he could find a way to do it without breaking them. Well, look who's back. Yeah, some duck eggs. I'll tell you something weird that happened on them last ducks that we hatched out. Them ducks hatched out. They were all put in there at the same time. Uh, and Alma Gibson. Hello there. But they hatched out over a week. I mean, it was over a week's time. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, but the rest of them ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna take them out. And then I thought, wait a minute, look at that one. Well, one's trying to, well, I'll put it back in there. And I just said, I'll leave them all in there. And over the week, I had two that didn't make it, and got three more out of there over that week. And I just never had them to hatch out that a whole week apart like that when they were all went in at the same time. Yeah, a lot of people's named their ducks like. uh, that's if we were if we start getting if that turkey starts laying eggs, we're gonna grab them. We're gonna put them in the incubator. But turkeys, if turkeys are hard to raise, to put them in the incubator and do it that way. They have a if you can get them through the first week, first 5 days, and they're in good shape, you're all right. But they're hard to do. But I'm all about the guinea eggs right now, and I know it's going to be a few months, but I'm all about it. I want as we get them 4 days, and I'm gonna category. I'm gonna put them in there, and yeah, coyotes. Yeah, I love them too. Laying all up and down the creek bank. Uh, Scott, man, when we were eating tonight, we were talking. He says, "Man, I went down to the garden. I never seen so many deer tracks." Yeah, Scott, where you been? Yeah, they're all over the place down there. They're all down through the field. The coyote tracks are down there too. And I told him I'd come up off the bank there one day, and one of them even left something on the ground for me to step in, caused me to slip like I stepped on a banana peel. I said, but I missed it. He tried to get me in his trap. Uh, so far, yeah, as far as the coyotes go in the trap, the only thing we trapped was the dog. Tank Tank got after the coyote and got caught in the trap. Uh, he should have. If he left it alone and stayed up here, the coyote might have got in it. But no, Tank went right behind him, right there where it was at. But he's the one that got caught in the trap. That's been a while back, but so we just quit setting. We just hadn't put the trap back out there at the right there where the trail was. Didn't hurt him. He just couldn't go nowhere. He was just stuck there. He didn't even limp. He just couldn't. We heard him. And the alarms went off. Coyote, and off he went. And yeah, we knew what we were after. Yeah, yeah. He didn't limp at all. He didn't. It didn't. It just held him there. It didn't hurt him one bit. Uh, he was just like, I want to get that coyote. Somebody come let me loose. Oh, well, in fact, it's in my video, but I'll go ahead and spill it. Did you see my video yesterday? And I introduced you to Baxter over to 120. Baxter had just had a bath, and Tina's back again. She's got the poppies. She's popping in. She's a popping out. She's popping back in again. She's got the poppins. Uh, but Baxter and Tank are brothers. Uh, so, but he had just had a bath, and he still had this little bit of an odor of one of those striped down the back animals. Yeah, it wasn't real strong. It wasn't where you going like, oh my, but he still had that. It still had that linger. Yeah. And, well, we've got to where when we close the gate down in the driveway at night, we've been not closing it tight, leaving it wide enough for him to go in and out, because he has a trail of his own to chase them. Uh, he goes out the gate, down the fence row, down the fence row on the backside, back down toward going to the barn. But he's across. He's He's on the other side of the fence, straight down. He knows. He takes off after him, and he comes back, and the same way. So here lately, we've been leaving that gate just enough for him to go in and out. And he's figured it out. He go down there and zip, zip. You hear him barking. Uh, uh, you hear him barking. If he just comes out here in the yard and barks, most likely it's not a bad threat. He's just letting them know he's around. But they're close if he goes up, if he goes down and makes that loop around. You know, okay, it's time to sneak out the back door and just be quiet. Be ready. And we had just got used to you popping in and popping out. Now you. I'm glad she's staying because I was getting dizzy. What oh, there's a lot of work to do over there, Peggy. A lot of work. Scott has made a real big dent in it. Uh, there's 120 acres there. You can't see from one end to the other, and the house is all the way. It's not all the way to the back of the property, but all the way to the highest point of the property, and it's about a little over 1,000 feet up. Uh, Now wait a minute, Neil. Uh, it's Manny's. It's we've I mean we got our projects over there. The cows are not all Manny's, and the pigs are not all Manny's. You know, the hays and everything else. But uh, when they were building that house up there, they stayed here for over about a year and a half, I think it was, because they had another house in a like kind of like a neighborhood, and uh, we actually bought that land. Uh, at auction online. No, 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 no. That was the one before that. No, there was we were in actually standing out there in the field when we bought it. I get them mixed up for sure. We were trying to buy it. He wanted to be closer to here, and just down the road, uh, there was a lot of acreage, and it was online, and people just kept bidding it up, and it got up there to the limit that we were at, well, wanting to stop at, and Manny was like, "Can, can we hit it again?" But we all might end up over there one day and sell this place off. There's enough room for us all to be over there in one place. And right now, pasture is what's important. There's a lot of actually to buy that place, but keep from coming up with a bunch of money. We actually hawked this place uh, for the purchase of it, but it's in the long term, it's going to be Manny's. It's a collateral stuff, but Manny's got a good job, and he's a pharmacist. Neil, you're seeing something. You're seeing something that I don't. I didn't remember that. Of course, I was probably on. I wasn't on StreamYard. I was probably just on YouTube, and I can't. They're real small on there, so I didn't recognize her picture there. She said she hadn't changed it though. So. Yeah, you're right, Peggy. Uh, and not even know we're there. Neil, that ain't nothing to brag about because it ain't hard to do. Yeah, she's got a dot right on her nose, and then there's two somethings up here, but I can't make out what it is. But I'll be able to spot it now a lot easier. Yeah. And Scott got lucky and came up with another tray of jalapeno peppers, the giant jalapeno peppers. Yep. So well, now we got 5 trays of them, which works out fine for me. But I'll plant a tray of them right after. I'm actually going to get a big pot thing and set it out here next to the picnic table and plant jalapeno peppers in it too. Yes, the giant ones. Supposed to be. They're supposed to be. They better be. Uh, we got 5 trays of them now. Uh, I think there's 12 plants to a tray. I think that's right. I can't remember. I think there's 12 in it. Uh, but I'm just gonna plant. I might plant a whole tray. It'll be close. I don't know. I haven't ever used one of that big pot. I don't know how many I'll get in it. But my tire out here, I'll put 6 or 7 in that one alone. Well, now that's not true, Neil. You know that's not true. I just don't want nobody to be able to taste how good my cooking is. Because they'll be wanting me to do it all the time. Well, now, Peggy, if that's true, I'm planting them all down the driveway. I'm planting 5 flats of them down the driveway. Ain't none gonna be up here in my tire nowhere. They're gonna be down the driveway. Well, I just told you, Neil. They taste how good a cook I am. They'll be going, we need him to cook more often. Yeah. Oh, doggone it, Peggy. And I was hoping you were serious. They run them stickers off, run them across into the neighbors over there on the other side of their fence. Mm. Had me, yeah, he had my hopes all up, Peggy. I mean, yeah. Of course, we can sell them at the store. I mean, I got all those. I had so many. Nobody guessed how many, and it was everybody under guessed by hundreds. Uh, how many I would get through for the season, and yeah, I was surprised by some of them. Man, they just wouldn't quit producing, and just kept every time I turned around. Oh, I'm gonna pull that plant up next time I clean it off. And you go out there, oh no, I can't do that. There's a bunch of little ones starting to come on in. That turkey's hot enough already. The only other heat I want it to find is 350. Yeah, they are here too. With the high tunnel itself, uh, 350 plants. You can easily put 350 plants in there. Then 2 weeks later, we uh, when they take hold and start growing about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, well then some goes into the field, and then whenever the ones in the high tunnel play out, we replant them. So then they're back behind them. 1 year we planted uh, the high tunnel the second time we planted it. But we pulled tomatoes. We had a mild winter, and we pulled tomatoes till December the 15th. I mean, December the 15th, we had to go in and clean it all out because they were calling for a deep freeze coming in a few days. And we cleaned them all out, green ones and all. Uh, we, boxed them accordingly and just got them all together and stacked them up in the truck. Some of them we actually sold back to a warehouse because we had so many tomatoes. But December the 15th, picking fresh tomatoes out of the garden, it was unreal. Yeah, that's a lot. Uh, that's a lot of tomatoes. But we can't keep them we're picking them out. When we're pulling them out of the garden, we sell them as quick. They go quick. And I mean, we categorize them. Of course, there's so many of them uh, that some of them get so ripe when time you find them. Uh, we start boxing canned tomatoes, and then we post advertise canning tomatoes and sell them by the box loads. And then when we run out of them, people still are coming in looking for them. He did it. He Well, God bless, Brian. Good night. See you tomorrow. Uh, yeah, I think. I was trying to see where'd that go. There it is. And I should be back now. Am I back? Yes. Yep. Okay. I come back different on a different side of the yard stream though. Well, I don't know. Can y'all see me? Sound is there. Tiny picture. Yeah, I'm even on the wrong side of the page from what I was. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I can switch it. Uh, has something to do with the phone ringing. But I don't know. And now I'm back. Mm, okay. Well, Neil, the phone's hijacked the microphone. I think it's hijacked the whole picture. I have invited myself. That should fix it right there. There. Did that fix it? I had invited myself from my phone, had invited me. Hey, I can't explain it. Anyway, I ended up back. Now I don't know how. Okay. Whew. I hear you, Neil. It has something to do with my phone ringing because when my phone rang, it also rang on my uh, whatever you call this thing. Tablet. Uh, I need to separate my phone from my tablet, but I don't know how to do that. Hey, after all that, I need a drink of my Lipton Georgia peach tea. Someone suggested I get a do not disturb sign from my door. It was too late. I've been disturbed for years. All right, Neil. Neil got everybody worked up tonight. Brian's worried that he was going to sick Kevin on him and get him put in the corner and everything else. Well, Peggy, your weather's still good, right? You're not getting no snow. I mean, it stopped anyway. I mean, I think you had some snow this week. No snow. Okay. I'm still waiting on our big snowstorm down here. Well, I can't say that part, Peggy, because we have sure had our rain. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah, we had a couple of days of high winds, and uh, that video, I told y'all in that video about that when we went down and got those turkeys down there in Lafayette. Uh, there was one that wind. They had a mini tornado or something because there was trees down in places, and come to find out that one tree fell, and a big tree fell and split a mobile home in half. Uh, there was a lady home in it. She was okay, but her house got cut in half by a tree. I hear you. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. I watched it from the beginning yesterday, Neil. I just didn't comment for a long time there. I just didn't say nothing. Well, Tina, it's all yours. We're not even going to ask you to share it. So, so am I. Just in a. Uh oh. Well, we don't do snow exchange or anything like that. Yeah, he's at the one that Stephanie has already read. That's the one he's at. Yeah, the heat will be coming our way. Uh, yeah, y'all can send all the pictures of the snow you want. I really do, honestly, love to look at the pictures of the snow and the landscape. Uh, I mean, uh, I would take all the pictures and videos of the landscape I could take, and if I knew it wasn't dangerous, I would asked Meg and everybody, go out and ride around, take video. You know, take video across the open fields and stuff like that where nobody's been walking, where the snow looks like a blanket and everything. And now Meg says they're having snow drifts. They are pretty. As long as I'm watching them on video, they are pretty. I'm gonna get me a I'm gonna get me a fan. And see these selfie sticks. I'm gonna figure out how to make a strap to shoulder holster them, and I'm gonna put fans on them where they blow on me all the time. Sorry, y'all can't make a video today. Selfie sticks busy blowing fans right now. Can't get the camera on there. Yeah. Well, everybody huff and puff. No, wait a minute. You blow the camera down. I know. I don't like to look at y'all's fans or anybody else. I don't do well, Neil, no matter which direction the temperature goes. It can be too hot for me or too cold for me. And used to, it didn't matter to me what the temperature was. If I needed to wrap up and go out, I'd wrap up and go out. If I had to be out in the heat, I'd put something on to keep the sun out of my eyes and grab me a bottle of water and just keep on going. But not anymore. You got air conditioning, Neil? Neil is an air conditioner. He's a breath of fresh air. uh, he says none there. You know, certain places they just don't have no need for air conditioning. Uh, but when they do have a hot day, they have a rough time. It's just like Florida. They don't have much use for heat. But when it gets to 50 degrees, they're freezing to death. They started putting no fireplaces or nothing. They start putting in space heaters. Oh me, oh my! What all right, what's everybody's plans for tomorrow? We gotta get that. We gotta get that. I'm gonna tell you, mine's not changing that I know of. I'll probably be back at the fruit stand. That's just the way it's gonna be. Neil, I know he's got some plans for tomorrow or today in his case. Now he's gonna have to get some sleep here, and so he can get up by 11 o'clock and go take care of business. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty hot, Neil. All right. I say you can cool off, huh? Yeah. Yeah. When it gets that hot, you just go over there and find Neil's local grocery store and go to the freezer department. And uh, there you'll find Neil on half price. Well, now, I'm going to tell you, we didn't know what central heat and air was. We didn't have no air conditioners. Uh, we put a big fan in the window and cracked the windows around the house about that much and turn that fan on to blow outward. And it would circulate around the house and you could watch it. And you put your bed right underneath the window. That way, and let your curtains hang down, and they'd blow the curtains up, and the air would come in, the night air and stuff would come in right on top of your bed. That's how we used to sleep in the cool. uh, yeah, you put the ice behind the fan. I just got comments from the Eldridge from a video I watched of theirs. Uh, I told him he hit uh, well, you don't set it right up against it, Neil. You, you're taking if you can put something around it and set it back a little ways, but where it will pull that air from around the block of ice, and it'll help. Anyway, the Eldridge, those big high tunnels that on that property there that got closed down. If he's getting them for free, he hit a gold mine. That's what I told him. Uh, I'd be taking every one, even the damaged ones. I'd be taking them because you can take the front part of one or the back part of two of them and make another one. Them things are expensive. We got one out here that is, it ain't cheap, but you can order plastic to fit them. You can order the greenhouse plastic dash. It's got the UV ray plastic stuff. We just replaced that one not last year, I think it was. Well, you can always just sit in a tub of ice water. Uh, where you at, Neil? I'm right here until it gets dark outside. Yeah. Well, you can replace. I mean, but that metal, the frame and everything, Shoot, he wouldn't have one left when I got finished. I'd scrap the ones that couldn't be fixed. The ones that he got, that if he didn't tear that plastic up, that's that's a hunk of change right there. And you can take some cuttings off of some other pieces and actually make patches if you got a little hole or something in one of them, and you can actually put patches on. Yeah, you can take two and make one, or you can make one half as long as the original one, and just put the door where you want it on the back, or however how long you want it. But yeah, he hit a gold mine there. You could also take and he's talking about uh, making storage places out of them. Uh, that fiberglass shingles that bends, you can take that stuff and wrap that whole thing. I mean, uh, uh, it'd be a whole lot cheaper, and it'll be there. It won't go nowhere. I mean, this one down here has been through. I mean that plastic that was on it that we replaced last year had been on there. I'm gonna say 15 years, a good 15 years, and there wasn't nothing wrong with it other than it was weathered finally real bad. And we had some accidents, hit a little slice with a weed eater, not me, of course, but yeah. And had to, you know, put a patch on it. No big deal. But the plastics on there now was put on there, it was last year they put the new plastic on it. And we had like four guys come up here. Uh, and the rollers up, the rolls the sides and everything. The ones we got just kind of rolls up this much on each side, uh, just for an airflow across. Of course, our doorways roll up so you can, drive in it with the tractor or whatever. But uh, that stuff ain't cheap. He's just, he's a young guy, but I know he knows he hit a jackpot. Because if he didn't, I told him. Yeah, I mean you can wrap one of them with 10 and make a storage building out of it. 10 folds, it'll curve enough to even to do that. Them there that he's playing with and getting is actually a whole lot more expensive than the one we've got. Yeah, it's got. I mean, I saw the blowers and stuff on them to blow, pull the air out and pull the hot air out and all that stuff. But no, the one we've got, it's strictly got two doors on each end and the sides come up. That's it. And that's a few $1,000s right there. Oh, and Peggy, talking about that fabric, how I was talking about folding it apart. When you after you do your plowing and your fertilizing and get it all ready, you put your plant, you fold your that's heavier cloth than what's on that machine out there, which that stuff on that machine uh, is pretty much a one-time use thing. And most people do cut holes in them and stick their plants through them. But the heavy stuff, when you fold them back down, you actually touch them. You just pull them back enough to plant your plant in there, and everything in between each plant is pretty much layered. They're layered right up to the plant, so it does away with anything. And what's neat about it is you don't need the whole thing plowed to put your rows in. Doing it like we're doing it, we still put 350 tomato plants in there. And why do you want to plow where you're going to be walking anyway? You want it to stay as firm as it can. And with those water tapes, drips in there, if you pump enough water in there, they get a little soggy anyway. So it works. Like I said, I had to give credit where credit was due. Scott did that the first time, but yeah, I mean, a plowed up, that pull all that out of there and plow it up. It looks pretty, and it looks. I'm not after pretty. I'm after results. you know. Uh, but you've done plowed up a whole bunch of stuff that you're not even going to use to plant in. Now, what I plan on doing is you'll see that right now the space is about that wide in some areas down the trail. That's because the the ground cover isn't just pulled, hasn't been pulled together. But that'll happen when we plant, and you put the nails back in it to hold it down uh, at the same time. So you get down one time, you do your planting and you do your pinning down all at the same time, just going down the road. But we all getting old around here, and we're looking at working smarter and not harder. And why do I want to plow where I'm not going to plant? But I didn't even show you the garden at the 120. It's out past the swimming pool. Yeah. I know where Peggy is going. Uh, don't want no more wind. But now that stuff is a lot thicker in the high tunnel and a lot more heavier than that cheap plastic. No, it's not a mountain. No. Uh, like I said, the elevation at the very top is about 1,000, but it's got a drop off from up there, but it's no mountain. When you get down, I don't know if you could tell well enough how far Scott was down there. He was at the bottom. Where he was at, everything else levels off. It's just like right on top where the house is. You see that trees and that open field down through there? That's the same way on the opposite side of the house. It's all flat up top too. Uh, let's see. When they were bird hunting, uh, I did a video, and I don't remember. It's been a while back. That's where we were at. Was on the garden side, on the other side, whatever. Uh, Thank you, Neil. He says. Uh, but it's there's a lot of level ground, and it's not no drop off mountain or anything like that, or long ways down. But picking the place to put the house, I don't think you could have picked a better place. It's way off the road. Uh, it's kind of centered. It's kind of centered in both directions, from borderline from each direction, from the north, and the south. It's not centered to the east, to the west, but it's up there on top of that hill. But it's wooded back to the east behind the house, and then you got we've got to have room for all that pasture, everything else. And there's Emma. Hi, Emma. See, on this here, I can see those little pictures a lot better. I can't make out none of them on the phone. Yeah, Tina might have not been able to stay up this late. She might have fell asleep in front of the computer. No, Neil, she's still there. 8:33. Well, it's your clock's not right, Tina. How about 8:26? No, wait a minute. No, I forgot where she's at now. No, can't be that many minutes. I have a cat in my arms. Well, yeah. Neil, your time doesn't change the same time ours does. It's a couple weeks different. So there's going to be another hour difference. Or an hour. You won't be so far ahead for a few weeks, I think. That's what I thought, Tina. Well, Emma, we're glad you stopped by, and sweet dreams. God bless. Come back when you come back. Catch us earlier. You know, spend some time with us. Yeah. Well, Kevin, I had done forgot day it was until Peggy told me, and I haven't been able to forget it. It's kind of like etch a sketched. I hadn't shook my head to get rid of it enough to get rid of it. She told me it was on the 10th. Uh, because that means a couple of weeks. About by the end of the month, it'll be 9 o'clock at night. It'll just be getting dark. The last sun. Yeah, see, so we'll actually start to catch up with you, Neil. A whole hour for a few weeks anyway. I know Germany's that way. Oh no, Peggy. Uh-uh. We can't be doing that. We have to just go to bed an hour earlier than usual. Everybody be going, why ain't nobody up? Why ain't nobody on the? Oh, they went to bed an hour early. Yeah, yeah. We're starting to catch it. We're going to be catching up with Neil. He's going to, for 2 weeks, he's got to run real hard and fast to get back ahead of us another hour. I wouldn't worry about it, Neil. I'd be tickled to death when we caught up in the same hour. Well, Neil said he needed to exercise. It's like my saying. I can run with the big dogs as long as they stop and pick me up every once in a while. Just got to keep picking me up. I'll keep running with you. Something. This over here is so far behind. There we go. Yeah, where is Eric at tonight? He upside down. Okay. It's oh, you gave him the night off. Um, I'm gonna be getting out of here because it is be midnight here pretty soon, and I still got to run through the shower. But I'll tell you what made me decide it's time to go. It's time to put our heads down. It's time to close our eyes and fall asleep because look here, this is what made when. Let me see if I can find it. This comment right here. sealed the fate that is bedtime. Neil starts making sense. It's time for us all to go to bed. I don't care what time zone you're on. It can be broad daylight where you're at. It's time to lay down for a while. Okay. Growing's Family Farm. I have a hard time getting that right. We can expect you Friday, right? You're not going to leave us hanging. Neil is already having, he's already having withdrawals. And yes, okay. Well, Friday night, Neil. So Neil, you can rest till Friday night without, you know, having a panic attack or anything over this. You know it's coming. All right. God bless everybody. Keep on smiling, and most of all, remember Jesus loves you. Good night. See you.